So lineup represents an excellent opportunity of the type of deals that we backing an ambitious team and then supporting their growth to then drive an excellent return for all of our shareholders.
Lineup was founded out of Metro International, which is a global media company. We needed a software solution that fit our business and made our business grow, which is where the product's AdPoint came from, which is part of Lineup. We help global media companies, including New York Times, Gannett, which is USA Today, and in the UK, News Corp and the Telegraph Media Group, by providing them with an end-to-end solution which gives everything to them from lead generation, cash collection, CRM and subscriptions.
We chose to back Lineup because we really sort of saw value in the product that Michael Mendoza and his team had developed. They'd built something that delivered really strong return on investment for their customers. And we could see that actually as the media companies developed into the digital market space, that actually Lineup could be a key supplier and enabler for them over that period. When we first invested in Lineup, the business only had 4 employees, and so one of the important things was actually to build the infrastructure around the business, which we helped the team to do. We were also able to bring in a really strong chairman to help management in developing the company, and that came alongside the requirement for capital to support the development of the business over the coming years.
The growth story behind Lineup is quite an interesting one, I think. So when it was founded out of Metro newspapers, in 2009 the recession hit in the UK and around the rest of the world, and most media companies realised that they needed a system like Metro needed at the time. And so when Michael Mendoza spun the system out of Metro newspapers, there was a ready, willing and able list of customers that wanted to talk to us about buying the product. So the timing was perfect for us. Since then we've grown dramatically. So if you go back 10, 11 years ago, we had 2 or 3 key customers to start with. We have over 60 global media companies trading with us today. There were numerous challenges in scaling the business along the way, many of which NVM helped us with in terms of pointing us in the right direction, prodding us when we needed prodding to get our plans right. But once I'd put in place a plan to how we're going to grow the business, the first challenge was addressing the people issues. So we had a team that weren't necessarily designed for growth, and they weren't as customer focused as I wanted them to be. So the first thing was to change that team and put in place people that wanted the same growth that I wanted and had the same customer focus that I felt was necessary for the business. And some of the challenges we had to overcome along the way fell into sort of 2 or 3 key buckets, which I always refer to as the 3 Ps, which is people, process and product. Product we had, and we had a great product. And in the main, we had some great people. What had to evolve as we started to grow was the leadership team to make sure that we could reach the aspirations that were set out for the business. So the first thing was to put in place a leadership team that shared those aspirations and shared the aspirations of our investors, which it did. The second thing was to address the sales team, which, if I'm honest, were quite an old-fashioned software sales team, so we changed those completely. Once I'd put those people changes in place, it gave us the momentum for growth that we really needed. There were a couple of little tweaks that we had to do along the way, but in the main, the same team are with us now that were with us back then, and that's led to over 20% growth and profit for the business. NVM's input was critical to the growth of the business in one of 2 ways really. Obviously, first the investment itself, which was massively important to stabilising the company. Many of our customers were interested in making sure that we were going to be around in the next 3 to 5 years if they were buying a system that would last them 10 or 15 years. Therefore, that financial backing was massively important. And the second way, I think, was James's personal involvement. One of the things that I found very beneficial is that you could bounce ideas off James, you could have a good conversation with him. One of the good things particularly about James was he provided a very good sounding board for me personally, which again was great because it can't have those sort of conversations within your leadership team on a frequent basis.